Hello, and thank you for joining us today. We're going to be diving right into the upcoming Marvel and DC events for comic book readers, as well as taking a dive into whether or not out with the old and in with the new is the best move for comic books today. So once again, thank you for joining us, and we are
Nerd Sandwich, comics, movies, nerd things, sandwiches, woo 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 woo. Here we are back, and we are way more improved than ever, Juan.
Yes. Oh man, some upgrades.
Oh, upgrades.
We got some upgrades.
By the way, so like I am the Wonder John,
and I am the Super Juan.
And
we are Nerd Sandwich. Thank you guys for coming back.
But we do have some new changes. If you notice, we have our typical Spider-Man eating a sandwich logo.
Mm-hmm. You can say we were blessed with superpowers.
I heard the sandwich wasn't it just happened to be radioactive. Yeah, but it was actually
it got bitten by a radioactive sandwich.
So anyways, we got bit by our own radioactive, or actually nerdy sandwich.
There we go.
So do you want to
yeah, I'll do the introduction now. And now I introduce to you the new Nerd Sandwich logo right there. Yeah, there we go. And this wonderful artwork is brought to you by the awesome Paperhead. You can find her at paper.works, and that is on Instagram. You can also find, you can ask her any questions and ask for her commissions at dailypaperhead@gmail.com. She has awesome work, creates awesome logos, and as you can see here, it looks freaking cute. This thing looks awesome. Sweet, man.
Yeah, it's just sweet. I like it because it's a sandwich. What kind of sandwich is it, do you think? I know it's a nerd sandwich, but
I don't know. It's the perfect sandwich.
So take a bite.
Is it a sandwich you would take to lunch?
Yeah, it's a sandwich you take back to your parents, and you'd be like, "Hey, mom. Hey, dad."
Yeah, there you go. It's a sandwich your mom would make when you get home from school. But no, it's super cool. We're super happy with the logo. Again, we want to give an awesome shout out to the Paperhead. And again, you can find her on Instagram at paper.works, and you can see her awesome artwork there. So, all right. So that's our awesome intro. Hope you guys dig the logo. And that's it for Nerd Sandwich.
Yeah. All right. See you later.
Yeah.
Bye.
Now, what are we getting into today, John?
We have a lot of things in regard to the new comics that are coming out.
Yes.
You are a lot more knowledgeable than I am, but I've seen them. I've gone to comic book shops. I am now more confident in attending different. I go to comic shops and I look at things instead of like just looking down.
Oh, there's that.
So
yeah. And so I mean, I guess we already mentioned what we're diving right into, so might as well get into it. You want to start with DC or Marvel first?
I say DC.
DC. I like DC. All right, dude. DC has so much. Like, there's an awesome event coming up, and I'm sure you guys heard me rant about it in the past, but we got Dark Knight's Metal coming up.
Oh yeah,
it's an awesome Batman crossover event, Batman centric. I know Batman's not everyone's cup of tea, but I got to tell you, the creative team behind this one, Scott Snyder and Greg Capullo, they pumped out some great Batman work.
They look cool. It just
during the New 52.
It looks beautiful.
Oh, it looks amazing.
It's almost intimidating.
The cover is Batman holding two axes, standing in front of a fire, like marching towards you as the viewer. It looks freaking sick.
Yeah.
And so I actually, my girlfriend and I went to the comic store today, and she was like, "Metal, like, what's that mean? Like, what's Dark Knight's Metal?" And you know what? I'm glad you asked, because I'm about to explain that right now.
Oh, am I your girlfriend? Is that
you can be?
Nice.
Yeah. So, I mean, most people are wondering what this whole metal thing is. And, myself included, I was like, Dark Knight's metal. Does he use like metal in his suit? Like, what's going on?
Yeah, I wasn't sure what that means. And I honestly don't know as much. You can actually fill me in. I just know it's awesome.
Yeah, I did a bunch. Awesome. Well, I've collected the what is it? Dark Days, the Forge, and Dark Days casting. And those are the two prelude one-shot comics leading up to the event. Mm-hmm. So if you guys are looking to dive into this comic event, I suggest you guys go pick those two issues up now. They're really good. The artwork's beautiful. It's a creative team. So I believe, it's Jim Lee, Andy Kubert, and who's the other guy? John Romita Jr., who are the artists. They kind of alternate on different pages. And the writers are Scott Snyder and James Tynion IV. And it's really solid stuff. Really cool. Honestly, a lot of it was confusing for me.
Yeah.
I kind of didn't follow some of it, but I'm not a huge DC dude, so I don't know a lot of the background.
We will be.
But it's setting up the stage, and I'm hoping they're going to do a solid job of explaining the background.
And where does this timeline take place exactly? Like,
it takes place now.
Yeah. Okay.
Like this is like the current stuff.
Okay.
A lot of the stuff has been buried, I guess if you think about it as like a Quentin Tarantino film. like he shot a bunch of movies, and then I remember you mentioned to me that in Django, you said that in Kill Bill, wasn't that the dude's grave that she punches out of?
Yeah.
In Kill Bill.
What is his name? Yeah, but the grave that Beatrix Kiddo punches out of is the grave of Schultz.
Okay, yeah. So imagine that, but Snyder and Capullo did that during Court of Owls. Yeah. You were actually about to. You told me you were about to pick that up the other day, but you had other financial responsibilities.
Yeah, I should spend money on food.
Yeah, right. But anyways, I'm kind of rambling on. But to break it down, Dark Knight's metal breaks down into literal 3 metals. I know that sounds pretty cliche, but the whole thing is centered around the elements of metal, and those 3 are electrum, dionysium, and nth metal. I sound like the biggest nerd right now.
Yeah.
I did a bunch of research before this. So, I mean, to go through really quick, the electrum actually, what it means is that it grants eternal life. And we saw that debut in the Court of Owls.
Oh, really?
As the Talons. The Talons are these assassins that Batman fights off. And the Court of Owls is a secret underground society. Think of it as like an Illuminati.
Yeah.
Like they're this underground society that have secretly been running Gotham. And it's the whole theme of the book is Batman is Gotham. He knows what Gotham is.
Like there's nothing. He is the underground.
Exactly. Like he is Gotham. So when people ask him, "Who are you?" He's like, "I'm Gotham." Like he doesn't tell him he's Batman. He's like, "I'm Gotham," because he knows everything. So then the fact that the Court of Owls came up just tormented him because he thought he knew everything about Gotham.
Yeah.
And these people just came out and whooped his ass.
That's insane.
So it's actually a really good storyline. Like I strongly recommend you go back and pick it up.
So they had the what was the metal called?
The Electrum. And so what that did, the Talons are essentially immortal. They just kept coming back. Like Batman would kill one and he would just get up.
What?
And it's like, what's going on? So that's where the Electrum comes from. Batman extracted it from one of the Talons. And he realized he analyzed it and stuff and found that it shares traits with Dr. Fate's helmet, Aquaman's trident, and Wonder Woman's bracelets.
What?
So there's like traces of that in all their elements. So like it's like a small thing that he just grazed over in that Court of Owls. So that's something people could read. You know, if you really want to read Court of Owls, it's great. It's by Scott Snyder and Greg Capullo, and that's the same creative team that's coming to Dark Knight's Metal. So I'm so excited.
Sweet. So what were the other 2 metals?
So the next metal is Dionysium, and that's kind of that's to restructure the DNA in the body for it to repair itself faster. And it's
like healing.
Yeah, it's kind of like it's a metal indigenous to Earth, or it's kind of from meteors. And that was discussed during the Endgame storyline of Batman. Like it was the same run by Greg Capullo and Scott Snyder. There's an Endgame arc in that towards the end of that. So and then this is kind of weird because there's I think Joker talks about it in the casting because they end up finding Joker is in the Batcave and no one else knew he was there. He's in the secret section of the Batcave that no one knew existed. What? And he kind of tells him that he knows what Dionysium is, and this could possibly be the secret as to why he never dies.
Why
he's
never
always
dies?
Alive. Yeah, it's kind of weird.
That's
like
insane.
You really get into it here. So the Owls discovered a version of the Dionysium and they used it in their version of Electrum. So that's the second metal. And then the last metal is the one that's discussed heavily in the Forge, the Dark Days, the Forge. And it's called Nth Metal. And they kind of show the ship crash landing in ancient Egypt thousands of years ago. And it's a metal that is native to this planet Thanagar. And it's apparently the native planet of Hawkman and Hawkgirl. I don't know too much about them.
Oh yeah,
yeah, but you're familiar with them.
Yeah, I know who.
Carter and Shira. Yeah. I think is her name. So that's where that comes from. That apparently it's in a dagger that that a wizard had, and the dagger was given to Ra's al Ghul, and he's immortal. So that could be a huge key.
Yeah,
in
so that actually ties that.
And then Batman ends up getting the blade in the casting, and it grants him it plays a role in accessing the dark multiverse.
Is there like some kind of medium they need to use, or
I don't know. Like that's what this whole thing is going to be talking about, because apparently the dagger helps Batman access the dark multiverse, and that's essentially what's happening. They're tapping into this multiverse that's going to be invaded.
Are some level of cosmic to some degree. Okay,
yeah. Think of them as like Infinity Stones.
That's really cool.
Guess.
That's really cool because like I have always thought like DC didn't have a lot of cosmic related things outside of Dark Side.
And I'm sure we sound naive too. I'm sure there are readers there is cosmic stuff. You know,
like the Anti-Monitor.
Yeah,
there's things like
all of Infinite Crisis was all that.
But I feel like as a regular Joe, I think that cosmic things need to. I would like them to happen more often with DC, and maybe I think Batman especially would be an interesting person to have cosmic things happen. Because
he's like the most grounded guy.
Yeah, he's the guy that we can be if we had a lot of money, but we can't. But that's pretty cool. Like he's nothing super special. He's a guy.
So like there's a lot of questions that are like kind of looming over our heads after Forge and casting. Like there was a couple of like huge Easter eggs in there. Like there's a little capsule that had Plastic Man's logo on there. There was a Spec Ops team that Batman had assembled called the Outsiders, and it showed Mr. Terrific, which people were freaking out about because I guess Mr. Terrific was a big dude.
Yeah, that's super cool.
And then the wizard that holds the dagger, that nth metal dagger. Mind you, this is a guy in ancient Egypt, like billions of years ago. He shouts the word Shazam, and lightning comes from sky and like enchants the dagger, and it's like, how did he do that? How does Shazam tie into this? And that's the dagger that was given to Ra's al Ghul that he gave to Talia, and then Talia found Bruce and gave it to him.
That's legit. See, that makes me really want to go into find out more about Ra's al Ghul and like all of the Court of Owls, and that's amazing.
And Batman's new sidekick now. It's not Ron. It's this kid named Duke Thomas.
Duke
Thomas is his name. And apparently his blood has traces amounts of this nth metal in it.
Wow.
So it's crazy.
That's interesting.
Like all this stuff is just tying in crazy.
That's a long run.
How does the Joker know about this?
That's a lot of like commitment to like trying to have things.
It sounds daunting as hell. Like I'm sure people are like, oh my god,
I'm happy.
These guys are nerds.
See, that's great. I had no idea that was happening.
Yeah, so I'm really excited to dive into it. I honestly don't know anything about it. Like I went to a page, read all this stuff. I've read Dark Days, both of them, and this is kind of what I mussed together. Yeah. But the article came from Newsarama, so if you check it out on Google, it's really cool.
People, if they read more of it, comment, tell us what you think.
Yeah,
and also if we're making mistakes here.
Oh yeah, I love being.
We're not super extreme knowledge of DC. Yeah, but I love. I'm trying to get more into it. Yeah, I'm trying to get into comics in general.
So by the time this episode airs, Metal #1 will be on shelves.
Yeah.
So
great.
Metal #1's out there, folks. Go pick it up at your local comic shop.
What you think?
Yeah.
I did want to mention, actually, I had a question about, this is off our script, I guess. I wanted to ask you about that man, the Mr.
Mr. Miracle.
Mr. Miracle.
Mr. Miracle.
If you want to talk about him, because like, I love the idea.
I'm devastated.
Is he completely new?
No. He's been around for a long time.
He's been around?
He's been around for a while. He was part of the New Gods. Don't ask me about who the New Gods are, because I don't know. But again, that makes me want to read the New Gods.
Yeah.
And see where he came from.
Yeah.
But this is by who was it? Tom King, I think it's Tom King, and I guess he wrote a really good few arcs of Batman, Once Upon a Time, and so once people saw that Tom King was on Mr. Miracle, everyone freaked, and they were like, "This is going to be amazing."
Yeah. Wow. So he's not necessarily new.
Correct. But he's only new because his #1 issue is out in the Rebirth.
Okay.
The Rebirth universe.
That's cool, but like I like the idea that they're bringing a different hero in, like someone new that's like unknown. Like we've talked about,
at least to
this.
us.
Yeah, I like the idea that, and I don't think this is something Marvel is necessarily doing either. But different heroes that are not recast or reboots,
rehashed, exactly.
Because and we've talked about DC having a majority Batman. Batman's their biggest seller, I would say. I think that's pretty universal,
hands down.
Batman, Superman,
Suicide Squad's another big one.
Oh, is it?
Suicide Squad's a big one. That's why the movie was so big.
Yeah, and I think that's great. And I think this Mr. Miracle is just so, it's out of nowhere to me. And I'd like to know more about it.
I was going to pick that up today, and it was sold out. It's gone. And I went to go pick it up.
He escaped your grasp. He escaped your grasp. He
escaped the situation. Yeah.
Wow,
that's good. Well played.
Could you imagine you go to every comic book store, like,
he's just not there.
We sold out, but our registers
secretly
have no...
DC never put out a comic. So yeah, that's it for DC, folks. Yeah. Let's jump into the Marvel stuff.
I wanted to talk about Marvel because we have mixed opinions about the new heroes, like
the all new, all different
Williams,
stuff. Yeah,
the Miles Morales, and we have Totally Awesome Hulk,
Amadeus Cho.
I really see. I like the idea, but it also makes me feel like Marvel's not getting newer heroes out there as often.
Yeah,
I mean, I feel like they're solely depending on their movies. to like bring out like Guardians. I feel like has come out more now because of Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh, most definitely.
Who else? Well, kind of Ant-Man. I don't know. I don't know about comics really for him if anything new has come out.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like
Wasp. I think Wasp actually got her own comic.
Oh, did she?
Yeah,
that's awesome. And I think it's like different for like Awesome Hulk, like Totally Awesome Hulk, and Miles Morales. Those are rehashed characters. You know, like there's it's not new. It's different characters, yeah, but it's not new.
I guess I guess you could say rehashed. I mean, when you look at Amadeus Cho has been around for a long time. Miles Morales obviously was the Spider-Man that replaced Peter Parker in the Ultimate Universe. What else? Oh, we have Kamala Khan, who's the new Miss Marvel. Mm-hmm. You've got Riri Williams, who's the new Iron Man, or Iron Maiden. I think that would have been an awesome name. Yeah, the Iron Maiden.
She just called Iron Man.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, and like this is where I disagree with you. Like I find a disconnect, honestly. I don't know. I feel like they could have brought better characters to the forefront. Yeah, I'm not upset about Miles Morales. I dig him. I just think, you know, I feel like it's strongly deteriorated from the value of the like what is Spider-Man. Yeah. Like now there's two of them. One's essentially an eccentric billionaire now, and Miles Morales is more the common man. Yeah. And so I'm just kind of like, well, there's two of them now. Like
that is a little odd to have in the same universe.
Yeah.
And not rather than
he's not unique.
Yeah.
Like his uniqueness is gone. You have Kamala Khan who's Miss Marvel, and then you have Captain Marvel, and I'm just like don't get me wrong, Miss Marvel did a lot of things. Like, you know, she's an immigrant, and I believe she's Pakistani. Oh man, I really hope I don't get shot. Like, I really hope I don't get like, you know, someone is like, no, you fool, you did it wrong. Yeah. But I want to say she's Pakistani, and I think that's a huge thing. Like that's awesome, especially in this day and age now. Like you never would have seen that like 10 years ago. And I think now it's freaking amazing. And Amadeus Cho, especially, you know, being Asian American, being brought to the forefront as a Hulk.
Oh yeah,
that stuff's awesome.
It's great.
It's cool. But I also feel like this shafted a bunch of characters. Like Carol Danvers, she's been around, but you know, I like. Are we never gonna get the original Captain Marvel back? Yeah. You know, they reboot so many characters.
Here's my thought though, because I think so many people get caught up with like casting choices, especially for movies and for TV shows. Like they're like, oh.
They can't do that.
Yeah, Nick Fury can't be black because he was never black. Oh, Iron Man can't be a woman because it's Iron Man. You know, or Hulk can't be Asian because he's never been Asian.
He's green.
Yeah, because he's green. But like the idea that we're moving in a, I think that the purpose of these, what is all new?
Is
it
all the all new, all different.
All new.
Although it's short lived. It's going extinct once Legacy comes out.
Yeah, and I think, but like while this happens, all new, all different. I love it because it gives people like Asian Americans, Pakistanis, Americans, Puerto Rican American, all these characters now we can identify with. I've talked about this with a lot of other people when I was in school, in grad school. I like how as a person of color, I can't identify with Iron Man or Superman or Aquaman or anyone really. Yeah. Like, as a person of color or as a person of I don't know, descent that's other than white or, you know, Euro-American, it's hard to be even imagine yourself even being represented. And I think this is a large representation thing.
Oh, most definitely. And that's something that I do enjoy. It like I would never be like, they need to take this away, they need to stop this, but I do wish they just would have brought them in a different way.
I almost wish they would have made new characters.
Yeah,
but the thing is, like,
or maybe not even that. Yeah. Like maybe you've just like brought Rhodey to the forefront as the Iron Man. Like, but Rhodey died in Civil War II event. Like he died at the very beginning, and I'm like, great, now he's dead. He's gone.
My thought with that is like, if say with Batman and Robin, it's like instead of making Robin the new Batman, like focusing like, oh, Robin is the new like the Nightwing or something. But like, I think that could work. But I think that they wanted to live off the energy that Iron Man is bringing, because Iron Man's amazing. He's like number one, and then Hulk. It's like all these like Avengers from the movies, amazing. And if you could turn them into different characters, now they're these super awesome heroes that are living off to some degree the glory that they had. I think that's important. I don't know. I think it's fun to reimagine Riri Williams as the new Iron Man. I feel like I mentioned my friend Cress a lot, but when I went to the comic book store with her, And I was like, look, Riri Williams she's a young black woman that's the new Iron Man, and I think that's like it's such a shift entirely.
Oh, it most definitely is. Like she will be someone's first Iron Man. Like there are multiple kids out there or first time readers that picked up an Iron Man book and that was their first Iron Man. Like it wasn't Tony Stark. Yeah. Wasn't Rhodey. Yeah. It wasn't anyone. It wasn't Dr. Doom. Well, Dr. Doom was another one.
Yeah.
But someone's first Iron Man will be Riri Williams. And that means someone's second Iron Man will be Tony Stark.
Yeah.
Like, and that's what's cool.
In an Asian America, like Amadeus Cho, I'm like, that's
going to be someone's
cool.
first ever
amazing.
Hulk.
Spidey, Gwen, like all these different reiterations of them I feel like it's empowering. Like I'd love to see a Mexican American, I don't know, someone Thor, or like I don't know, can Thor be Mexican?
Thor,
would that
maybe
be a problem?
Hulk
as Guardian Mexican, you know what I mean? Like can that work?
Max Guardian.
Yeah. But like that like I feel I'd love that. I'd love the idea that we can change it. I know some people get like really upset about like, oh, you're changing history. You're changing something that's already great.
You're ruining the character.
Yeah, but
which honestly I'm suffering from. Like that's what I feel like. And I'm trying to stay open to it.
And I totally disagree. I think that we should be open to it because it's not hurting the character. It's adding to it. It's a different universe, which they've already done so many times. Like how many times have universes changed?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Too many times.
Like, and exactly. Yeah. But it's like, why can't we just like have this one where all new, all different?
I think it's more so that the execution of it, like Marvel's, like they're doing such a good job with the movies, but they're just doing such a crap job with the transition to the comics. Like it's just like, oh, by the way, here's this character. Here you go. Maybe, and it's just like I totally agree with it, but I just feel like it was just like the last sticker added to a product. Yeah. It's just kind of like, oh, here it is. You know,
and I guess since it's so short-lived too.
Exactly. Like, well, that kind of segues into this legacy thing. But so like the next Marvel event that's coming out for folks, I believe it's October, is the new Marvel Legacy, and we chimed on this a little bit a few podcasts ago. But essentially, the universe is being reset once again. It's no longer all new, all different. It's now the Legacy Initiative. So the Marvel Initiative is what it's going to be, and it's going to go back to Marvel Now. Marvel Now was a thing, I think 2011, 12.
Yeah.
Everything was kind of got reset back to. Was it reset? I can't remember. If it was. I think it was a soft reboot. It was kind of more along the lines of the same thing that DC did with New 52. But the comics just, it was just a new banner. I think numbers got reset a little bit, or they didn't, but. Essentially the same stories continue. Like there are arcs of stories that you can read that just say Marvel, and then the next issue says Marvel Now. Huh. But it's like number 7.
Yeah.
Because the last issue was number 6, and you're like, what the hell? Like,
yeah.
Like, why?
Weird.
But anyways, that's besides the point. The point is they're going back to that. And with the Legacy Initiative, here it gets a little confusing. It's a little daunting for me as well. And what Marvel is going to be doing, instead of rebooting everything back to number 1, which, already pisses a bunch of people off because it's like, I have issue 17. Now everything's going back to number 1. This is stupid.
Yeah.
I think it's going to probably piss more people off.
Yeah.
Because instead of going back to number 1, Marvel will add up every issue and series that has ever starred the character since they first debuted from the 1960s onward.
Whoa.
And so they're going to add all those numbers up. So for example, I'm reading this off of Gizmodo. So it says every single comic where Thor was the main star, which is a full 9 series, have been added up. And Thor's Legacy series will pick up as if they've been numbered appropriately, which means Thor will be published in October at number 700.
What?
I know, right? So it's kind of like, it's kind of just... It's ridiculous.
Yeah,
like
it is.
It's
wacky. It's wacky, if you will.
It's gonna piss a bunch of people off. Like, it's just gonna be like, no, this started here at this number. It's like, okay, well then explain why it went from 56 to 632. Yeah. Like, what happened to all these other 500 and odd issues? It's like
it's gonna confuse people.
Oh hell yeah!
Because especially as a new reader, like I'll be like, I'm gonna pick up the new Thor. Where's episode? Where's number 1? Where I gotta start at 7.
I gotta read all 582 issues before I read number 583. It's like, and I have 1 month to do it. It's like, no, that's not how it works.
Yeah.
And so, I don't know. again, the execution of this is just kind of like, why?
I don't know. I don't know.
This doesn't make any sense.
I don't know who makes these decisions, but I mean, sure. I mean, I don't know. We'll see.
I'm probably gonna pick it up. I mean, it looks friggin' sweet. Like without that BS there, it looks friggin' sweet. The whole thing just centers around an ancient team of Avengers who are the key of everything, and this thing's gonna be sweet because, I mean, it's not the original Avengers from 1963. It's gonna be a team of Avengers who operate from the year 1 million BC.
So it's like a prequel.
It's like the, I guess it's like the prequel.
That's number 700.
Actually, this is going to be a one-shot comic book. It's going to be Legacy number 1.
Yeah.
And this is the comic that pretty much everything's going to be centered around of. So they're going to reboot all the hero stuff, like Spider-Man. It's going to go back to 693. I don't know what the hell. It actually might have been in the 800s now. Mm-hmm. Thor's going to kick off at 700, but all those starting points will stem from Avengers number 1. And the lineup actually sounds really cool. It's going to be the ancient team, and it's going to consist of Odin, Starbrand, Agamotto, Phoenix, and the new predecessor incarnations of the Iron Fist, Black Panther, and Ghost Rider.
Cool.
That actually sounds pretty sweet.
That's a pretty legit team.
Those are all characters other than Odin that the people don't really like. It's the life force that defines a character.
Yeah.
Like Agamotto is like, the eye. Mm-hmm. You have the spirit of vengeance. Yeah. That's the Ghost Rider. You have
Phoenix.
Starbrand is actually one that I don't think you've heard of, but it's one that makes a debut in the Infinity arc that I'm reading. It's that Avengers arc. It's just a random kid who gets chosen like by this star mark, like a mark that gets imprinted on his chest. I think it's his chest or his hand, and he becomes a Starbrand. And he's like just a cosmic entity.
Cool.
But in this thing, the Hulk is the Starbrand.
What?
So it's this, that's why we see up here. Like,
I saw Hulk.
This Hulk
there.
is going to be the Starbrand. It's kind of weird. It's kind of kooky. So it's going to be switching things out around a little bit. Like Jane Foster, the issue Thor number 700 is ominously called The Death of the Mighty Thor. And since Jane Foster is Thor, I don't know if you knew, but she has cancer like the whole time.
Yeah.
And like when she lifts the hammer, it erases all the chemotherapy. But being Thor keeps her alive. But when she goes back to Jane Foster, the cancer is like stronger. So it's like she's dying, but she knows that she has to be Thor.
Yeah.
It's kind of like this ebb and flow.
Wow.
But like that Jane Foster thing might come to an end. Peter Parker's gonna go back to the Daily Bugle. Tony Stark is in a coma right now after the events of Civil War II, which was like meh.
Yeah.
But he's gonna all of a sudden come back, and it's like you got Riri Williams, you got Doctor Doom as Invincible Iron Man, and now you have Tony Stark as Iron Man, and it's like, what does that mean? Well,
I think like universes will collapse upon each other in a way.
Well, they already did that though.
I know, but I mean,
they did that in Secret Wars.
I don't know, but we'll see. We'll see again. We'll see. History repeats itself.
Well, the thing that I want, and I'm sure a lot of other people out there want, is whatever happened to the Fantastic Four. So I'm hoping the Legacy thing hints at them coming back. Apparently, we got hints not too long ago. But after the events of Secret War, they were essentially the new creators of the universe. Like they created the all different universe that we know now. So you really need to read Secret Wars. It's really good.
Secret Wars,
2015.
Okay.
So that's technically Secret Wars 3, but it's just called Secret Wars. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I know.
I'll keep that.
It's not confusing at all. Yeah. It's fine.
Yep. I'll read it.
So I don't know. I'm hoping with this Legacy thing that they're the ones that determined like, oh, we need to reboot the Avengers from like 1 million BC, and like you see like God Reed Richards or something. And I
think
that'd be fucking sweet.
That'd be awesome. I mean, in the Illuminati, arc that I read that you let me borrow, Reed Richards tried to redefine reality with the gauntlet.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember that.
And he couldn't do it. Like he tried to wish the gauntlet from existence and he couldn't do it.
But like maybe from that experience, he realizes I have to do something else then. I have to like, if I can't wish this to be gone, I'll wish for something, like I'll make something else happen.
Yeah. So I don't know, man. That kind of, there is apparently a meme out there because people are unhappy with the way Marvel's treating the Fantastic Four by not putting him in anything. It's a milk carton That's it. This is like, have you seen the Fantastic Four?
Yeah.
And it's got their imprint on it, so it kind of looks funny. So I'd buy the hell out of that milk carton. That'd be sweet.
Yeah, I like milk.
I'm sure you do. Sure you do. So I mean that kind of, it's a little bit of everything. Like I don't know, the diversity thing's great with Marvel. What's interesting enough though is that I haven't seen much of any of that from DC though.
Yeah, and
like, I mean, I guess with Duke Thomas is an African American character who's his sidekick.
Yeah. Well, what's that sidekick? That's one thing, It's one thing to have a sidekick or a hero or the protagonist. I actually wrote down like I feel like sometimes Batman overshadows a lot of heroes.
He does,
but that could
without
be
a
why,
doubt. But I mean, he's their highest grossing hero.
What would happen if they rebooted Batman as a different ethnicity or different gender? I'm
sure you'd have the same reaction when they made Captain America black, which I thought was cool.
Yeah.
They had what's his name? Falcon.
Yeah. But that was part of the story. Like I feel like that was different. That was like Captain giving him the new mantle. But I kind of like how Riri Williams and like I don't know how they get the new title, but can Batman do that? Can Superman do that? Like can any of them is DC willing to do that?
I don't know.
But I think that'd be interesting to see.
Yeah. Or maybe it is out there and we just don't know about it.
Maybe.
Like,
if
we just need to be getting more into DC. Yeah. Like that's something I'm looking to expand my horizons in. Yeah. Like I really want to go start picking up more DC stuff. So that's gonna be cool. We saw that top 10 DC comics you need to read, so that should be fun.
Yeah, we'll check it out. But if anyone knows of like that happening, where Superman or Batman are reimagined as some other individuals that are not white or not they're traditional, that'd be great to know.
Yeah, that'd be pretty sweet. Got anything else, Johnny boy? Or is that it for today?
That's it right now. We're over time.
Taking the sandwich to go.
Yeah, take it. I gotta wrap it up.
There you go, man. So thank you again for joining us today, ladies and gentlemen. We hope you guys enjoyed our discussion. Make sure you guys like our page on Facebook. You just type in Nerd Sandwich into that tiny little search box, and you'll find us on there. Make sure you like and subscribe to our channel. We'd love to have you guys as permanent residents of the Sandwich Restaurant. I'm spitballing here. This is going pretty well. But we just want to give another shout out to Paperhead for this awesome logo. We love the work. We're so excited to finally debut it. Maybe we'll get shirts.
Yeah. Oh, I really
sandwich
want
shirts.
I really want to
maybe we'll get so big that a local restaurant will be like the Nerd Sandwich.
I would love that. Subway. I think
pretty funny.
I'd like to do a giveaway with shirts, but we have to buy the shirts first before that even happens.
Maybe one day. Maybe once we take over the empire.
If people want shirts, let us know.
This is all dependent on you, ladies and gentlemen. So make sure you click that like button. Click that subscribe button and make sure you click that little tiny bell at the top right of your YouTube screen to make sure you get notifications every time you get a new episode of Nerd Sandwich delivered to you personally.
Yeah.
So that'll be fun. Thank you again for joining us. I'm the Wonder Juan.
I am the Super John.
Actually, no, we mix those up. You were Wonder Juan.
No, I'm Super John now.
You're Juan now.
I'm Aqua John.
Aqua John, and I'm Bat Juan. And we are Nerd Sandwich.